I'm gonna do more than disrespect your domain, old man. I'm about to kick your teeth inward.
You are becoming all I'd hoped you'd be.
I think we struck a nerve, DOS.
Well, like I said, you gotta kind of goad him out sometimes, but once it gets going on the right way, ooh, now we got a fighter.
This is not good. I'm in a catapult, and this Victor is like chasing me down like a rabid animal.
Can't do that.
Catapult don't do well against Gauss rifles. Oh god, that's an ammo explosion. Fuck.
There's,
And there I went.
there's a lot of things that don't do well against Gauss rifles.
Gauss
Yeah,
rifles
catapults and it detonated my ammo bins. I still had 3 tons of LRNs.
Oof, oof,
Needless to say, my catapult is a little bit over here, a little bit over there.
oof. Oh, dude, that actually reminds me, like, when I was playing Mech 4 once, so I had completed the objective for the mission, except for one. And the last objective for the mission was that you had to destroy a bridge, and then the mission would be complete. Like, straight up. That was the...
I
that
think
was...
so.
Well, no, I'm letting you know. That it's in Mech 4.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, in the last firefight, somebody got a lucky shot on their fucking death throw and fucking hit my last fucking piece of fucking outgoing weaponry, which was like an LRM-20 or something like that on a catapult. And like literally every weapon I had on board was gone. There was nothing I had offensive left. And so the only way out of the mission was to fucking blow up this bridge. But every enemy was now destroyed.
So you couldn't.
Yeah, so I was literally like trapped, oddly enough. And then I had to sit there and I had to do some like legitimate thinking about this. Like, how can I destroy this bridge and not die?
Here's the neat part, you don't.
Well, I literally like was poring over the fucking different buttons and combinations you could do for like, you know, because Mech 4 was like that. They had all sorts of commands you didn't use. And I found the eject button.
Control Z, I remember it.
And I was sitting there, I was like, well, technically, I don't die.
You still had to redo the mission.
Oh, I had to absolutely redo the mission, but it's like, it did work. Like, I went under the bridge, fucking ejected out, shot through the bridge, destroyed it. But because my mech was now destroyed from the ejection, it accounted as a mission failure, even though I completed the mission a half second later.
Yeah.
I was fucking salty as shit about that, I'm not gonna lie.
Back when games didn't allow you to win for cheating.
Even cheating, it was in the game fucking manual. It's like, that was a legitimate plan.
Yeah, I don't know why they included that when you couldn't. It wouldn't do you any good.
I mean, for authenticity's sake, it's my guess.
I guess, but still.
I mean, it was cool to have, you know. I'd still say it was cool to have.
I remember when I was little, you know, we would have the LAN parties. Me and my brother would play. I'd walk up to him in an Atlas or something and just hit the eject because it would, like, you know, kill him. Because I would eject next to him and the resulting explosion would kill him.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think the other one that really stands out from the mech games is, like, I actually had a mech go supernova in Mech 3. And, like, I wasn't...
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
I did the supernova with ERPPCs. And then take out all the heat sinks and just turn my guy into a walking nuke.
No, I'm saying I had one of the AI mechs go supernova on me.
Oh.
I didn't know that was possible until they did it.
Yeah.
Because as near as I can tell, like, fucking, I must have, like, cored him out or something like that and got, like, a crit hit. And when I did that, I was standing on top of him doing an alpha strike when he went supernova.
And he just, yeah, exploded.
Yeah, and, like, he took me with him. He was like, you dirty mother!
Yeah, that's a clanner for you.
Now, speaking of that, fucking, it's like, you know, that is something I am looking forward to. I mean, what is it? It's out pretty short, I think it is. It's like, I think it's summer.
I don't know. Now you're gonna make me look.
What's going on in the gaming news today there, DOS?
We're literally talking about gaming news. We're talking about MechWarrior Clans.
You always talk about MechWarrior Clans. Something new, something new, something new.
It is
This
new.
is new.
It's not out yet, technically.
It does not say release date of 24.
Oh, and we brought this up in the Discord as well. Blah blah blah. So what was it? You posted it whenever like somebody ignorant is fucking talking about
Oh
something they
yeah,
don't.
some idiot that had no idea. He was calling the clans the heroes.
I'm just like, you really don't know what the hell you're talking about, do you? Like, if anything, like the clans are literally just like, you know, a breakaway part of the Union. For lack of a better term, fucking is like, you know, it's like space confederacy.
Totalitarian China in the 20th century is literally what their thing was modeled. They were a very okay, so
Use your words wisely.
no, seriously, like this is actually like lore stuff. Like, how in depth do you want me to go into this? Because I know.
Just skim over the top. Just skim over the top.
Okay, so there was once an asshole named Nicholas Kerensky,
Yeah.
who was the son of a great leader of the SLDF, Alexander Kerensky. Well, Alexander eventually died because he died at like the age of like 107. And,
Kind of unheard of, but what have
yeah,
you?
Well, it's
Depending on the time frame, Das.
27.
No. That's not what I'm getting at. But for being a long life person in a
Mech Warriors, yeah.
yeah, mech warriors.
Oh,
But,
in a post-apocalyptic setting.
No, it's not post-apocalyptic. This is back when we didn't bomb each other into the Stone Age. It was right before then.
Yes, actually.
So, actually, it'd been 26, 2700, somewhere in that ballpark. Anyway, so after their exodus, after Alexander Kerensky took like all the SLDF and like fucked off into the periphery, like into unknown space north of the map, so like on the other side of Kuritan space.
Yeah, for like context, it's basically like we like sitting there and started setting up colonies and stuff like that. But this guy basically took a elite battalion out and was like, you know, we're gonna go into the unmarked lands out west and fucking we're just gonna do what the fuck we want.
Well, yeah. Well, what he did is he took them away to remove all of his soldiers and equipment from the brewing what he knew would happen, but ultimately the succession wars. So he took literally 90% of the SLDF and just left. And, well, he died, and Nicholas Kerensky, who never did anything, took charge, and he literally, like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna create, like, this perfect society, yada, yada, yada. And he took dashes of, different things of, like, history, and kind of amalgamated it into his opinion of, like, a paradise union. And some of it
and
was...
we're skimming all over that. We're skimming all over that.
Well, I mean, he covered everything, like, from, like, Indians to China to...
I understand that.
Everything, yeah.
I'm
But
just saying we're
anywho,
skimming all that.
That's why the clans are as, like, fucked up as they are, because they're a hyper-competitive, combat competitive thing. Think of, like, Klingons, but, like, on crack.
Actually, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Enron. Whereas, like, literally, like, everybody was, like, at each other's throat trying to get ahead.
Yeah, that's literally how it was, is, like, if I can kill you, I'm better than you, or beat you in, like, ritualized combat. That's why the clans lost, is because they were quite literally trying to fight, in their terms, fairly, when the Inner Sphere fought to win.
Right, that's like going back during in like the oh, it's not the Civil War, before that, the Revolutionary War, whenever like the English were trying to have stand-up battles, but then we would sit there and it's like, yeah, no, we're just gonna have guerrilla warfare the entire time.
Well, you see, the thing that the clans did is they bid away their forces to gain more honor. So like, if you had like a battalion, right, and the clans had an entire fucking army, you didn't use your army, you used the battalion. If your enemy didn't have mechs, you didn't use mechs, because it was dishonorable to fight on an uneven playing field. Yeah, well, the Inner Sphere doesn't give a shit about honor, they give a shit about winning.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with the whole like thing where it's like, during the Revolutionary War, it's like, you know, whenever you were going into battle, like, literally,
they would line up with like formations.
Yeah, it's like you were literally like setting up an appointment. It's like, all right, we do battle on this plane at this time, blah 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 blah,
Yeah,
and then
there
like
was none of that. No.
Yeah, and so like, you know, again, like the colonists are sitting there, it's like, yeah, no, we're just gonna fight you like wherever because we want to win.
Yeah, pretty much. If you ever want to learn like literally what undid them, Tex Talks BattleTech has a Tukiyid
Which one?
dedicated video, which is when the clans were halted by Comstar, you know, Space AT&T. And it's like a 25-minute, 35-minute video. And it's actually the anniversary is coming up. It is May the 20th is the Battle of Tukiyid.
With 420.
No, May 20.
Oh, never mind, wrong one.
Yeah, no,
520
420 was yesterday.
May the 5th be with you.
That's
Or
the
what-
4th, but okay.
Yeah, it's the
No,
no, yeah,
what is it?
it's May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th.
yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Revenge
I
of
knew
the
there was
Fifth.
one for it.
Yeah, and then there was.
I think it's Return of the Sixth
Yeah,
or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's Return of the 6th, and I think that's where the joke ends with the Star Wars puns. And
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
according to Star Wars people, it never ends. But anyway.
anyway, what else is going on in gaming news other than Mech Warrior stuff?
Well, there's Stellar Blade coming out this week. Actually, it'll be coming out this Friday.
So what's going on in our Media Mayhem there, Das Wiggles?
You just really want me to sit there and just push through all this shit, don't you?
Yes, please and thank you, because if you two continue to talk about Mech Warrior, it's not going to end.
No, it's really not. There's so much. I mean, you think
Yeah.
Star Wars is bad, BattleTech, it's got nothing on BattleTech. I'm sorry to say.
Well, I mean, there's that. It's also like talking like Warhammer with people, and it's like if you
Yeah,
get if you get into a talk with Warhammer people, it's like, yeah, you're gonna be there a while. I noticed one, like I caught this like not too long ago actually, and was sat down and watched it. The Transformers 1 commercial.
Yeah, I posted that, and that one was just weird.
I don't know how I feel about that actually. Like, I mean, I'm a big Transformers nut. I do love the Transformers, and I was actually very surprised. Like, oh, you're gonna elaborate on that?
Yeah,
Really?
everything beforehand, the War of Cybertron, and all that. Just like, okay, so you are really going to actually go that far with Orion Pax and whatever fucking number Megatron was by that point.
Well, Orion Pax was like, he was like a, I think 1, maybe 2 episode kind of deal. I think it was literally just to tell the backstory of Optimus, so I think it was a 1 episode deal. Where he's like, yeah, this is what I was before I was Optimus kind of thing. And I'm not sure how they're working Megatron into this. Megatron, like, wasn't even in the same boat as near as I know.
Yeah, because
Unless
he
they're
would be a gladiator, if anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't really make sense for the timeline. But they also might be just like, well, this is our own timeline. We're doing our own thing. Optimus and Megatron used to be friends. It's like, that's not how that
why
works.
stick with original stuff when you can just go to hell with it and rewrite your own shit.
Pull it out your ass and just do the thing because you want
Pretty
to.
much. That
Well-
always aggravated me.
Well, yes, no. I mean, there's certain examples I can sit there and kind of point out. Is like, they pulled some shit out of their ass and it was actually a better fucking product because of it. The Watchmen movie is actually a perfect example of this.
Yes.
Because the original story, while good, and I do like the original story, I own the original story. There were some parts of this like that really just didn't age very well, to be honest with you. And I'm not really talking. It's like, oh, well, it's like the time and tides have really filed up against this. Like, no, it was just
Sean
kind of.
Connery.
No, it was just really. It was really just kind of bad writing,
That's
to be
Sir
honest with
Sean
you.
Connery to you, Dave.
So, for those not in the know, like, at the end of Watchmen, it's revealed, at least in the movie, that Ozymandias had, like, cloned Dr. Manhattan's power and basically made it look like Dr. Manhattan had blown up large portions of the world. In the book, however, it's way dumber. No, it's way dumber. In the book, Ozymandias had, like, fucking got together a group of, like, clone engineers and artists who had worked on, like, sci-fi movies and crap like that. And, like, they built these giant amalgamations of, like, Cthulhian nature that they made up and stored away on these boats. And that was what they used to attack the populace. And it was like, so it looked like aliens did it. And it was like, to unite the world against these alien threats that clearly just wiped out a big chunk of humanity. And it was like, that's fucking dumb. Who would believe that?
The population?
In the book, sure, but you know, again, it's like it didn't age particularly well because I get what he was saying is like a big unified threat could make it work and make the populace like, you know, oh, I'm dumb enough to believe that kind of thing. But it makes way more sense just to sit there and basically clone a threat they already know about in Dr. Manhattan, who they had already thrown shade on in the movie and the book.
I have no idea. I watched that movie when I was like 14.
It's worth the rewatch, in my opinion. But like I said, it's like that's an example where they changed something from the book or the source material, and it's like honestly, I think they did it better.
Versus every time they rewrite Superman's fucking story.
Oh Christ! Don't even get me started on him.
His powers have been boring since the 1940s.
Okay, you got your quote out. You happy now?
Defiant happy.
No. There's
Pretty
no
much.
such
That's
thing.
pretty much what I got from that too. But yeah, like I don't know, like going back to the fucking Transformers thing, it's like I do find it weird. Is like, all right, so what you're basically setting up is a Professor X and Magneto fucking kind of ideology again. It's like, oh, where
X-Men First Class, essentially.
Well, I thought that weren't they brothers though? Or
no,
is that just the movies?
Well,
that's
no.
just the. I don't even think
Well,
that's the
no,
movie,
no,
to be
no.
honest with you.
Technically, it's the same definition of you calling someone your brother who is not related to you, because that's how much of a strong connection you may have.
Oh, like an army buddy or something like that.
Something
I got
like
you.
that. Because with Megatron and Optimus, they were never related in any way. They tend to refer to each other as brothers, even though they were never brothers in arms, but they still had the same similar ideology for what they should do for Cybertron.
Gotcha.
But the problem is one has one extreme versus one who has the other extreme. Essentially, Professor X and Magneto.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
that's kind of why I went there anyways. Like, you know, it's just they're basically just retelling X-Men again with a Transformers coat of paint.
Essentially, where's Wolverine, bub?
Well, that's all Avatar was. It was just fucking Pocahontas.
No, Dancing
I
with
say
Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves. It's Dancing with Wolves.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
No.
Not really. I mean, I see where you're going with that, but like Pocahontas has much more of an environmental theme, whereas like with Dances
I
with
guess. Yeah.
No, you had that backwards. Pocahontas is more like two people of two different existences trying to work it out with each other versus Dancing with Wolves.
Is that not what they did? Well, I guess not really, because he was doing it just for the mission. And then fell in love.
Yeah, because Dances with Wolves is literally the environmental thing. Pocahontas.
I would argue that like it's more along the lines of like, you know, basically the main antagonist awakening to the reality of what he's doing, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and that's what Pocahontas was, is because what's his face was just trying to like get with the Pocahontas just to like get them off the land or something.
John Smith. John Smith is the name
John
you're
Smith.
Well, no, because Pocahontas is literally trying to find the coexistence between the race. Dances with Wolves, and essentially Avatar is about them trying to take the resources of the entirety
Unobtainium.
of the unobtainium of the land that these people have, because we want it and they don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's not some overlap there. I just feel like there's more like a harmony with planet Earth in Pocahontas, whereas like in something like Dances with Wolves as well as Avatar.
Well, I can see it both ways, because the Avatar, I forget what they're called though, but the blue people,
Navis.
like they were, yeah, the Navis, they were, you know, mother, whatever the fuck
Well,
they called them,
yeah.
the tree.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying there's not overlap. I'm just saying it's like the central point, in my opinion.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's my opinion, mind you. So it's like, you know, I see it as like as more as like Pocahontas. I feel is more harmonious with nature, whereas like the Avatar, well, Dances Wolf, is closer to something as like, oh, well, I used to be a colonizer kind of thing, but then now I see things through the natives' eyes.
I
Okay.
feel like it's a good 50-50 because that's kind of both things is what Avatar is, in my opinion.
Kinda is, but don't forget, it's still Disney versus, you know, the original source material of Pocahontas, where John Smith got his head smashed in, and Pocahontas got to take it back to England.
Yeah, you gotta remember the Disney touch is there too. So
Yeah, they really like cleaned it up.
Oh, the Disney cleanup is a hell of a thing to be ideal back in the day versus now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
because things now, catching that Disney cleanup is never a good thing versus back then. Because like they're working with borrowed material versus original material.
or when they make original material, stuff like Wish happened.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
It's an okay. It's okay.
Oh no, I'm thinking of what is that stupid movie that it was the new Snow White that never came out. That one. That's
You
what
know
I
about
was-
the live action?
Yeah, the live action one.
Oh, Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah. No, that one was with Thor. I'm talking about like the new one.
Yeah, there was
like,
supposed
it's
to be
all
a
nonsense.
Disney. Yeah, there was supposed to be a Disney remake of Snow White.
A live-action remake of Snow White
Yes.
Yeah.
in the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
I mean,
Yeah.
live-action remakes plus Disney does not equal into this is gonna bode well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So going-
exactly. That's exactly what happened. It was canceled before it ever came out.
I mean,
So
that's
going
just-
down that rabbit hole, and I've mentioned this before on streams, and it's like I really don't understand why Disney isn't doing something like this, because it makes way more sense than it's like we're just gonna re-release the thing that we already released. You know, so basically the animation to the live action remakes.
Yeah.
And it's like, even to like games and stuff to an extent, it's like, you know, why are you trying to remake something that's good?
Well,
Remake something with a good idea but bad execution, like Treasure Island or something like that.
I mean, how
Treasure
many,
Island would be a good one.
How many fucking times are they gonna redo Treasure Island? Is my question.
Then
Or not
what's the
Treasure.
no,
Treasure
I'm talking
Planet.
about-
Treasure
yeah,
Planet.
That one. Yeah, the
Well-
cartoon one with the pirate with the robot arm.
Yeah, that's Treasure Planet.
Yeah, that
I
one.
I meant Treasure Planet. I said Treasure Island. That's my bad.
No, because I was gonna say it's still the same thing.
I know it's still the same thing,
It's
but
just
also
that-
it was
it's just
it was
a-
badly done.
It's still the same thing, but it's a sci-fi twist.
Yeah.
Right,
Hell-
but sci-fi is also hot right now, so.
It varies depending on how you do a sci-fi thing. Because there's plenty other sci-fi things that are horribly done versus the you do Renaissance.
Oh yeah, I've got an entire fucking wall of fucking bad sci-fi. I find it
Yeah.
funny, but anyway.
But as well as hell, a lot of people don't even realize some of Disney's oldest fucking work. They're not even gonna bother trying to fuck around with. Because do either one of you remember the old Disney animation, The Black Cauldron?
Yeah, I remember that.
Vaguely.
I owned it. Well, the family owned it, I should say. Fucking.
Yeah, it's
And
one
that was another one that should get a fucking like remake. It was I wouldn't say it was badly executed, but it was definitely executed awkwardly. Cause like it was, for lack of a better term, is like as dark as Disney was willing to go.
that they are legally allowed to be.
And like there's some kind of horrifying shit if you're not ready for it as a kid kind of deal.
Ooh, buddy, you ain't lying.
So like, Didi, are you familiar with Dawn Bluth?
I just want them to come out with a slew of movies that like were childhood movies that just went completely down the deep end. I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh is a like blood-crazed bear, like eating children. Like
So
Literally blood and honey.
blood and
Yes.
blood and honey.
There's
yeah,
blood
yeah,
on it.
like blood and honey, exactly. Just like off the fucking deep end.
I
You
mean,
know,
they're doing their evil Avengers kind of deal with that. The basically the murder
Well-
with like Winnie the Pooh and blood and honey thing.
Yeah.
But
well,
like I'm
kind
talking
of.
about them doing like the original short stories that like Pocahontas, well not original because some of those are really fucking bad, but like like a more to the originality of the short stories, like Sleeping
You're talking
Beauty,
more
Snow
like
White.
Grimm fairy tales.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
dark fantasy kind of stuff.
The original telling of Grimm's fairy tales, man.
Yes.
I can tell you
Yeah,
this
some
much
of
right now.
some of those are real dark, but like
Oh yeah,
down that
some
direction.
of them. The fuck you mean some of them? They were
Well, all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like it's not a happy ending, just hee fairies and fucking glitter. It's like.
Well,
there
yeah,
is
but
no
you're
such thing as
also
a happy ending.
you're also talking beyond Disney at that point. Like,
Yeah.
no one in Disney's wheelhouse would ever fucking give the okay to that.
And that's why they will fail.
And Disney's whaling Utani. They're gonna make money.
Even if they buy every other corporation that exists in the entire world, because we all know what's gonna happen. We know there's gonna be like some little
It's Amazon.
They're gonna buy Amazon. They have more money than Amazon.
You sure?
Disney has more money than Amazon.
I thought Bezos is the most rich man in the world. Well, I guess.
Well, Bezos
He
could be the
is,
most rich
yeah.
man, yeah.
But the
yeah,
company
I
in
guess.
itself can still be bought out
Hold on.
by
I'm go-
This is a Google answer away.
Yeah, like you're talking about person versus a company.
hmm Although, like, Amazon's nothing to sniff at either, so.
Hell, I dare them to try and buy fucking Nintendo, in all honesty.
I mean, it's possible. Well, I would sit there and I would think a merger would be more likely, but, we'll see how that plays.
It's Nintendo. Like, oh man, Nintendo's hurting for money, releases a Pokemon game.
Well, Angry, you are way out of scope.
Alright, we'll lay it on you.
Walt Disney Company is worth $206 billion.
Sure.
Amazon, 1.82 trillion.
Oof. Well, never mind then.
Shits and giggles, we're doing Nintendo now.
Wow, shit. Alright, I'll shut the fuck up.
I'm saying I'm giving it a solid 150 bill.
Angry?
What?
What do you think Nintendo's worth?
It's Nintendo. They print their own money.
Well, that's
How much
why.
are they worth?
Yeah, I guessed
Oh,
150
wait,
bill.
wait. What do I think they're worth?
Yeah.
I'm looking at how much they are actually worth, and yeah.
Off the top of my head, I say a couple of $100 bill.
9.78 trillion.
Fuck me sideways.
Woo!
Alright.
They are their own country.
Well,
Yeah.
never mind. Well, I guess Pokemon makes up a big chunk of that too. So.
Yeah. Nintendo. Oh man, we're hurting for money. Look at their $1 trillion to release as a Pokemon game. Okay.
Just for just like shits and giggles, the financial position of the United States assets of that at least 269 trillion. Just for like reference, this entire country is worth 269 trillion. Nintendo, a non-physical entity, is worth almost $10 trillion.
So literally damn near twice of our own country's worth of as bad as Nintendo.
No, 269 trillion to 10 trillion.
Oh god. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
But no, I'm just saying, just like that means that it is literally worth almost 26 times. Like that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. That our country is worth only 26 times more.
Yeah.
than King Game Company.
Yeah, like so it's 1/26 of it.
That's like mind-boggling.
So you have 26 other Nintendos. You could literally buy America.
Exactly.
Give it time.
Exactly. If you had the money of 26 Nintendos, you could buy the entire United States.
Lady Demeter, I am
At least
forever
the
in
lower
debt for the
48.
affection that you've shown to me and for the power you've bestowed.
Nintendo says, "Hey, like, hey,
They could buy
Dis-
the East Coast.
they could buy Disney.
They
Mm.
could. They
They
could buy multiple Disneys.
Hell, most of
They
Disney.
could buy Amazon
Fuck, they could straight up buy.
10 times over.
They could buy Twitch. I'm just saying, Nintendo brand Twitch. Hey, no games off limits.
Well, no, if that happened,
Which
fucking
is only
Nintendo.
worth 45 billion. But
I say
then,
if
you
that.
know, Nintendo would sue the shit out of anybody trying to stream anything because it's now
No,
their
no, no,
property
no,
because-
no, no, no. It would be Nintendo trying to make everyone stream their property because they own it.
Well, but they try to sue everybody that tries to stream their property too.
Well, that's YouTube. That's a different
No,
platform.
that's Nintendo that does that.
No, I'm saying that's YouTube. That's a different platform.
Oh.
If they own the platform, ergo, it's actually beneficial for them to
Oh,
actually promote.
advertising. I got you.
It's
Yeah,
literally
you
free
got
advertising.
you got to think about the angles, man. You got to think about the angles.
That's why I said if Nintendo owned Twitch, everyone has to play a Nintendo game at least every once in a while to please the Nintendo Twitch gods. Versus they don't own the platform, they can say whatever they fuck they want.
So, like I said, you got to play the angles, man. It's like, any good business does.
So there's a hero mech for the
not cool this
longbow. Das, you know what the longbow is, right?
Take that.
I was sneezing.
Do you know what the longbow battle mech is?
I know of it. I couldn't tell you what it looks
It's an
like.
85-ton mech, and the hero model has 10 rocket launchers on it.
Rocket
And
launcher.
a PPC. That is all.
Well, I
Mind
mean,
you, a rocket launcher is a single-shot weapon. And it has 4 rocket 20s and 6 rocket 15s on it.
jeez.
It will one-shot anything.
Well, yeah, and that's
But
the thing,
that
though.
is it.
Yeah, then it's either a catch fire or fucking run for the hills kind of situation.
What's this? Catch these motherfucking hands, bitch.
Well, it's more like
It's
here,
so stupid.
catch these hands, and then now I need to leave the battlefield.
Well, the worst part is this mech is in Mech Warriors Online, a PvP game. This one dude, his name was The Beef, and he was fucking hilarious because he would just make these jacked up builds just to dick with people. He made what is called the Dire Wolf. He put 11 PPCs on a dashi.
I was sitting there thinking, it was like, was this the first incantation of let me solo her?
Basically, and he would take off all the.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the dude that became Let Me Solo Her.
It wouldn't be surprising if it was. The audacity of this dude was hilarious.
Seriously, the
He
balls
put
of
a
that guy.
bushwhacker. A bushwhacker with 11
Mhm.
fucking rocket launchers would scream into the open mic, "Rocket punch!" and just down an Atlas in a single salvo, and then run the fuck away because all he had was a snub-nosed PPC after that. So he would just walk up with this 55-ton mech, just fucking melt an assault mech, and then run away from the remainder of the game. It was so stupid.
That sounds about right.
Rocket launchers. It was so stupid. But it was hilarious.
What else? Getting into other odds and ends since we gotta ran that one into the ground. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero got some new character fucking releases. I don't know how far down the rabbit hole you know about that, DD.
I know Goku. I basically know when I was like 12 when it originally came out.
Okay, so they
like
got.
Frieza and I think Cell is honestly. I'm not a big DBZ fan.
Okay.
You know,
never
that's,
got into it.
I can respect that. Even DBZ
Yeah.
fans are not that much DBZ fans anymore.
Well, I was never that big into.
Well, so they got a new fighting game out, and we used to do the last fighting game, which was Fighters V, for us anyway. And Sparking Zero is something that they're kind of going back to like some of their old forays for. So it's closer to like an arena fighter, if you will. And like one of the bigger claims they've been talking about is the fact that like their roster is going to have like over 200 people.
That's a big fucking roster.
They're literally
Well-
it's literally going to break another world record that they set with previous games of like how many characters that they had on roster.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and like the big thing about it is the fact like you got to remember like there's some context to it too. So like there's going to be different forms of the same person. So like so like
Yeah.
Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, and crap like that.
For characters that have multiple forms.
Yes. But they're also like they're bringing in some weird ones. They're bringing in some of the newer cats.
I feel like that's padding your numbers because that's still Goku.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I agree with you.
It is padding numbers, but you know, depending on how they do set roster, because for like one of the last big Arena Fighter Dragon Ball Z games that they had Frieza in his weird Xenomorph form, and he was straight up tournament banned because of how broken he was.
Yeah, it's weird how they do that in fighting games. Just some characters are just so goddamn broken, it's pathetic.
Well, there's also like other ones where it's like, you know, this one character operates by rules that no other character does that literally kind of cracks the game in half, basically.
I'll take
That
it.
too.
I give you a decent example. Like I remember watching Dio play it. I never played it myself, but it was the like Capcom style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Mysterious. Other
and it was a
What was
fighting
it?
game.
Capcom JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah,
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure HD is a game. Well, it's a fighting game. I know me and Dio played it a lot.
I would play the shit out of that. I love JoJo.
Well, it was Capcom when they decided to release their old games on the PS3. That's how I got Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the damn thing. Even though they should re-release it for fucking Steam!
My ear.
I'm sorry.
Well-
my rage was going away, then it built up again because, you know, Marvel 2.
yeah. Well, and Marvel 2 is another weird one, but we'll get into that in a little bit too. So they had a JoJo fighting game, and in the game they had the Eagle character. I forget exactly
Shop.
his name. Pet Shop, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Pet Shop was a fighting character you could choose on the roster kind of thing. But because he was flying, like no low attacks would hit him or something like that.
Just like with Iggy, who's a Boston Terrier, no high attacks
Oh,
would hit him.
Iggy, yeah.
Yeah. So, but because no low attacks could hit him, fucking like half the roster was kind of boned fucking for their starter combo kind of thing. And yeah, like they straight banned it. It was like, yeah, no, you can't use him, or you can't use Pet Shop in competitive. I mean, weird fighting games are kind of like that. To be fair, like you were saying, it's like, you know, certain characters just get that way. It's like, yeah, like the most infamous one I can think of is Meta Knight, where it's like he just had so many options. It's like no matter which one.
Like Soul Calibur 4.
Yoda, any Star Wars, Yoda and Star Killer were literally hilariously broken in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Well, oddly enough, fucking Yoda and Vader were actually both banned, but I don't think Star Killer was.
All the Star Wars characters were banned from literally any sort of tournament play.
Well, okay, so Yoda and Vader were actually banned for different reasons. I can tell you that.
Yeah, because everyone wanted to do that one grab with Vader.
Nope,
in order
not that reason. But go on.
I was gonna say like Vader. A lot of people like to do the grab on a stage just to throw them off, but that was just for the jokes. That's for the memes.
Yeah, they were actually not banned for that particular reason.
I thought Geralt was pretty well balanced in the newer Soul
Oh yeah,
Calibur.
he's the new Soul Calibur. All the characters are relatively.
And 2B. I thought she's one of my favorite characters to play in the new Soul Calibur.
I mean,
I just
they
like her
are-
fighting style.
Her fighting style is glorious. Like they
Plus
are actually,
polygons.
and they are well balanced characters for like the guest characters. 'Cause
Oh,
otherwise-
she's well balanced. Giggity.
Okay, so actually the reason why Yoda and Vader were banned is because they were console exclusives unless you bought the DLC.
Yeah,
Which I hated.
just like
But
the
I'll be
characters,
right back.
just like in Soul Calibur 2 with Spawn. Yeah, with
Right.
Spawn, Link, and
All
Leon.
the guest characters were banned because unless you bought that particular version of it, you didn't know how to fight against them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they're console exclusives for that whole sort of thing for whichever one that you bought. You have literally no luck in order of getting the right thing, doing whatever. Well, how to deal with them, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know how to deal with them, everyone can just overrun you with everything.
Actually, this one, according to the fucking article I'm reading from 2012,
Almost out of
they're saying that Starkiller was not banned, which is what I thought the case was, actually. Because Starkiller was one of the few characters that crossed across all the things.
I thought he was banned. Because I remember saying,
knew-
like, oh,
like-
I remember saying, like, oh, Star Wars characters banned from tournament play in Soul Calibur. Because I just assumed they banned all of them, not just Vader and Yoda.
No, as far as I know, it was only Vader and Yoda because of the fact that they were they were console exclusive unless you bought the other DLC. So there you go. If you didn't buy the DLC, you couldn't fight them. So
that is a scupper.
that's why I was like, there's other weird shit like that too. Like so, MK9 is another example of this. Kratos was banned.
Right,
because he.
he's a exclusive character, just like no, he's a straight up PlayStation exclusive character.
Right. The only way you could play him is on Sony.
It was on the PlayStation, and a lot of people couldn't play him on any other thing but that.
Let's see what's in here.
And then, like, since a lot of like the multiplayer stuff happened on Xbox and stuff like that, nobody fought Kratos.
Poisoned.
I've watched a lot of fighting games, so I'm just
Poisoned at the moment, thanks.
that and fucking between some of the stuff Max talks about and fucking all sorts of other weird odds and ends. Stanos like, oh, that's a weird little factor. I'm gonna keep that away. But anyway, but getting back to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is the latest fighting game coming out. So they're starting to actually pull from like some of the newer source materials too. So there you go, they're bringing in characters from Super.
Yep, especially from the Tournament of Power and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and the Tournament of Power makes sense. Like, I know a lot of people bitch about that arc, but on the same token, it's like, I mean, it was still a fun arc. It was a dumb arc, but it was a fun arc.
Oh, it was really dumb.
But it was fun, though.
Gigantic satyrs.
I mean, if Fighter Z can have characters that are barely fighting or able to keep up in Tournament of Power, I don't see why you couldn't fucking have some fun with it, you know what I mean? I mean, Roshi fucking, yes, he's a master. He's a master, and I'm not knocking it. But I'm just saying, is like, he's not going to stand up shoulder to shoulder with Goku anytime soon.
No kidding.
Just putting that out there. And, like, many of the people Goku was fighting were on that same level that he was, if not higher. Because I think base Jiren is fucking higher than most of the fucking forms of Goku.
Yeah.
Something for Cerberus.
Well, base Jiren versus, like, fully empowered Jiren. Because his fully empowered bullshit, for whatever reason, is keeping up with Ultra Instinct, which is supposed to be like, oh yeah, this is the big, uber broken thing in the entirety of whatever we're doing.
Not to mention the gods and the angels, that's its own fucking thing. Which also doesn't make a lot of sense if you really think about it.
It don't make much sense in Dragon Ball Super, but then again, you know, Toriyama's last work.
I'm not gonna knock Toriyama for his last work. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying it's like, even before he, even before he died, that was kind of a thing that a lot of people had problems with. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, it doesn't.
What is the power levels here? There are power levels?
Well, yeah, and like they even came back with like Frieza, fucking like, oh yeah, Golden Frieza has the fucking power level of 1 billion or some crap
over
like
9,000.
No one cares. Power levels are bullshit. The end.
Yeah, because you can just scream and magically get stronger. That's why I hated DBZ, is because it was like 36 episodes and just
Tune in next time for Dragon Ball Z, where Goku power ups even more.
Next time was and
Tune in next.
Sat there and like let them do it.
Oh yeah, they even make fun of that in the abridged series. It's like,
oh god, what's your Sphere X?
No, well, I was just sitting there, it's like, I tell you I want to get power, and you let me do it.
Seriously.
Wrong is the sad part.
Like, I'm all for, like, a cool power-up montage, but it's just, like, DBZ, they overdid it.
Well, yeah, but then it's like, they were also kind of carving new ground. Like, they're never nothing had really ever been done like that. You know, where the fight was the spectacle kind of thing.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like, it was like
9,000 screams!
It was like 13 episodes of filler and talking, and then like 5 minutes worth of actual fighting. Like, the entire series, if you took out the filler, could have been done in like an hour.
Well, yeah, it's called DBZ Kai.
Kai, they literally
That's literally DBZ Kai.
They literally 86 all sort of, like, for whatever reason, no filler episodes. All serious business, and it took a lot less time versus like our 100+ episode run of DBZ. But I personally want the 100+ episode run of DBC because it's hilarious to me.
It is. That's the thing. I was like like I don't watch DBZ for shit to make sense kind of thing, for lack of a better term. I watch shit because I want to see shit blow up and people do cool shit. Like the best example I can think of off the top of my head is actually the Transformers paradox. Like people watch like the Bay Transformers because they want to see the spectacle. And the entire time it's like I'm trying to watch it for the story because I really like Transformers as a story. And I can't get into Bayformers because of the fact that it's like it has no story. It's just spectacle.
There's
And
a
that
story?
yeah, and it like I tried talking to somebody about this, and he's like, "Dude, just shut up." It's like, just enjoy the spectacle. It's like, I can't. It's too stupid.
Okay, then here, let me ask you this one: best abridged series ever, anime-wise.
Well,
Technically,
go
the
on.
top of the barrel is DB. Well, wait, in our opinion,
Yeah, in y'all's opinion.
well, I'm biased, but carry on.
well, there's a lot of abridged series out there, but the problem is a lot of them can get canceled for one reason or another.
Yeah,
And
but that's what makes them so great. But what was your favorite abridged series?
Back when it was a thing, well, technically JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Bridge when they did the OG JoJo's run from OVA run, 'cause that one was just equally dumb.
I don't think I've actually seen that. I haven't seen the original JoJo.
I've
only
actually-
seen the new one.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
they
actually
had-
caught up on the JoJo stuff. So, like I've sat down, I've watched it from what they have out to what's the very end point on Netflix. So.
Honestly, JoJo-wise, my favorite was what was it, Stardust Crusaders? It was JoJo.
I think that's a lot of people's
Yeah,
favorite.
It's literally a lot of people's their technical first JoJo's because the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series started around the 70s and 80s. The manga,
Yeah,
like the
anyway.
original was, yeah.
The among, yeah, because like
Something for
JoJo's Part
Zagreus.
1 and 2, but a lot
Well,
of
you've
parts.
got the one. So I like it how their series are like generational. So you have the first one that was like in the like late 1800s,
Mhm.
and then you have the second one was Jotaro in like JoJo in World War II, and then you had the third one, which is with the stands and with Jotaro, who was a Japanese kid.
Mm.
And then the fourth one, I didn't really care about because it was like an LSD trip.
Well, Part 4.
Yeah, that one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
And
there's-
then you had the fifth one, which was a girl in prison,
Yeah,
No,
that's Stone Ocean.
which I didn't care about that one either.
Actually, that you're kind of skipping some because like Part
Oh, am
4.
I?
Yeah, Part 4 was with Josuke. He's the one that had the pompadour.
No, that's the LSD trip.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, that's
part,
the LC trip.
Part 5 is with Giorno. He's the one that has like the weird curly hair in the front, and that one was the mafia story.
Oh right, because I completely
Mafia
forgot.
one.
Yeah.
Because
That's one. That's where the stomping meme comes into play.
Yeah, with King Crimson. You
Oh,
know,
I thought that was with her.
no.
No, that's a different one.
Yeah, because like that's part.
No, that's with Dio's like grandson or something.
Dio's son, Dio's biological
Mhm.
son. One
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
He has-
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
where he's sipping wine and then joins in on stomping on. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's part 5. Part 6 is Stone Ocean, where Jotaro's daughter, Jolene Cujo, is in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe.
And I like a lot of the ideas they have for Stone Ocean.
It was
I didn't really care for the fucking LSD fucking trip. That one was fucking
Yeah,
weird
I
to
didn't
me.
like the color scheme and everything, and I don't like how I get it that
Well,
Jotaro wasn't.
I think
like,
it's
the
Golden
Main,
Wind, as
yeah,
memory serves.
I get it that he
Golden Wind,
wasn't
yeah.
the main character, but just how
Mhm.
weak he got.
Well, it's
Like
because
just how.
it's
yeah.
because he's an overpowered character that didn't bother to continue train up his abilities.
Yeah, no, I get why they did it, but I don't like the fact that they did it, if that makes sense.
Well, that really kind of gets into like anime progression. To be fair, I
Yeah.
mean,
Plus, he's getting
um,
because when he was first able to stop time, he was still a teenager. By this point,
Exactly.
Jotaro's in his late 30s, I want to say.
No, he's like 28, 32. He's somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, because Joeling's
It takes
already.
place in the 90s.
So yeah, Jotaro's like in his late 30s by the time he's with Jolene, but he hasn't really had to use his time stop powers really seriously.
No, that's Yosuke.
Yeah, because when he had to, when he was in Moria with Josuke in Part 4, he didn't really have to use the time stop a lot. Because unless he was dealing with, like, Kira trying to locate the stand arrows, because any other time he could just kind of bitch slap everything in a day and just say, hey, I'm done here dealing with that, because his stand is physically strong. It has a high...
Star Platinum, yeah.
Star Platinum has a good punch, can punch things real good.
Row.
But, yeah.
Well, it's
But,
like
yeah.
any muscle, though. Like, if you don't practice with the muscle, it just gets weak.
Yeah, exactly, because he could originally stop time for up to... Because it comes to,
5
like,
seconds.
No,
Which
no.
I always thought funny. They stopped time for 5 seconds.
No. He got it up to 15. He was able to get it up to 15 seconds.
No, but like, just sit there and just run through that sentence. I can stop time for 15 seconds.
Dude,
Like,
the time
just
stop in
work-
fire. Oh, I know. 15 seconds and everything is kind of getting fucked over by how fast our can punch things.
No. Just like the wording of it. I can stop time for 15 seconds. So if he stopped time, how does he know it's 15 seconds?
Literally, because he would count out.
But time was stopped. How could he measure it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, I get what he's saying.
It's the paradoxical statement, is
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
really a paradoxical statement. If you are able to stop time, you stop time around you, but you count how long you are stopping time yourself.
But how long do you know you're stopping time if time has stopped?
Because
Like, how can you count it? Because now time has stopped, so it's not passing. So how would you know?
Okay,
it's
the
because
best-
first off, it's actually because of the objects around you. If you know the object that you have is currently supposed to be in motion, you will count how long the object is stopped in motion when you stop time around you. Especially like how when Dio fought Jotaro, he figured out he could stop time up to 10 seconds while fighting Jotaro, but as soon as time was actually continuing forward, Jotaro kind of threw his fastest punch in his general direction, but he still didn't know where Dio went.
Okay, I'm gonna put it here, and it's like, I hope it'll make sense for both of y'all.
Oh no, I'm out of missiles.
Yep. So, and I think this is what Angry is trying to get to the point too as well, is like, you have to think of like time as a wave almost. It's like, you can hold back the wave for so long, but at some point the wave's gonna win.
What is this stuff?
Because he would test
And yes, I get what you're saying, Didi, is like, if you just go by the strict vernacular.
Yeah, it's not possible. That's all I was pointing out, was just the strict, like, the
Okay.
wording
Vernacular.
of it.
Here's a better question. It's anime. Why are you questioning it?
Because reasons.
Because if there was no rules or fucking reasons, like, it wouldn't make sense.
Exactly.
I mean, then we
But
just
that entire
then we're
show
just
is
watching
just
Fully
script.
Cooley. Yeah, I said then we're just watching Fully Cooley.
Oh god, I fucking hated that one. It was just all. I still to this day don't understand it.
It's literally a cosmic entity that wants power and doing all the weirdest, cartooniest bullshit in order to try to get as much power as they can possibly. They literally want to be Space Jesus. That is the literal plot.
Jordan's over here. It's like, I honestly didn't grow up with the original Dragon Ball or Z. I grew up on Kai, which, I mean, given the
it's-
time frame of what you described, it's like, it sounds about right.
I mean, it's not bad to grow up on Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's still a good series as a whole.
Yeah. Like, and I
I
wouldn't
was
really.
back with the originals. I was there when it was written.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? I was there. We were all there when Dragon Ball was there, I believe. It
Yeah.
was a thing. It was on a like varying other channels.
Toonami is
Oh,
what
you-
it was on.
I don't think actually Dragon Ball was on
No, it
Toonami.
was, it
Not on
was on Toonami.
not
That's
on-
because that's the only cartoon. I did not watch Nickelodeon.
No,
I
well,
watched
No, there's
Cartoon
other.
Network.
there were
There's
others.
other Well, this is also during the LimeWire age, so it's like, you know, when you're willing to give your fucking PC aids for fucking, you know, it's like, I want to
Every
watch
single-
anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about strictly like TV wise. It was on Toonami.
Well, in the.
I know Z was on Toonami. I don't think
No, the
Dragon
original
Ball
was on Toonami. It was in the Toonami started in like the mid '90s.
Stand by.
Okay.
I don't agree with you, D. I am
No,
checking it now.
well, he is right. In Toonami in the mid '90s, when Moltar was the head of Toonami, you had his voice doing the thing. That's when Dragon Ball Z was there.
That was Tom.
But yeah, Tom.
His name was Tom.
Tom was
Yeah, his
later.
name was Tom.
No, Moltar. Moltar from Space Ghost. He was actually, the host for Toonami for a while.
No, that's that guy's name though. The host, the little robot
I
dude.
know.
Was named Tom.
I know, but I'm saying as when Toonami first started, they had Moltar from Space Ghost doing the whole host thing for Toonami.
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
And then later on, he became Tom. But
Okay, all right. So to answer everybody's questions on how this actually broke down, so I was somewhat right, but I was also wrong. So I'll take that. So Z was the first one that was ever fucking put on Toonami.
Which one?
Dragon Ball
Z.
Yeah, that was the original, wasn't it?
No, Dragon Ball is the original.
Oh no, that's like the '86 one. No, I'm talking with full-grown Goku. I forgot about Dragon Ball with little Goku.
Yeah, okay, so then yeah, Z was definitely on Toonami because I remember watching Z on Toonami.
Yeah, I forgot about the little one.
Okay, Dragon Ball did make it to Toonami, just in a weird fucking order. So it goes Dragon Ball Z in '98, then it turned around and went to Dragon Ball in 2001, which Dragon Ball was actually the preceding series.
It was like '86 or something, wasn't it?
Something like that.
86, 87 in that era time frame. But Dragon Ball did show up on an other channel network when they actually put on anime when it started becoming hot. It was either on UPN or the USA Network. One of those.
Well, it also used to be on Stars Anime.
Yeah, that too, especially when they actually, were getting into doing anime, because that's where a lot of, because they started playing anime they could get their hands on from, the 80s, 90s era, the 80s, early 90s, late 70s era, but that was before any sort of censorship, so yeah, you got to see boobies there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time.
Well, I mean, it's also Stars. Stars was also kind of known for that.
Hell, that's where I actually got to see Shadow Skill. Fucking love that series.
Oh, I like Shadow Skill. I actually own a physical copy of it.
I think that's where I got You remember that Gundam sweepstakes?
Which one?
Yeah.
I never got into Gundam, so you're on your own on this one.
My mom loves Gundam.
But they had a sweepstakes, and I don't remember. I still have it. It's actually on display behind me. It is Mobile Suit Gundam. I think it's Seed is what it is.
It's soap opera?
No.
Isn't that the chibi one?
No, here, one second. I'm gonna go look at it.
No, Gundam Seed is literally a soap opera in space. What you're thinking of, Doc, is Gundam SD, where they're the chibi ones.
Yeah, which that one didn't make any goddamn sense to me.
It's its own thing, specifically. It has zero link.
Well,
it is Seed, but it's it's 00 Gundam deactivated, which I was so upset that I got the shitty one out of all of them. I wanted the shiny blue one.
Well, like, this is also during the time frame whenever fucking, the time frame you're talking about with, like, Dragon Ball and fucking Gundam and all that fun crap. Like, that was also the same time I was, like, getting super into Invader Zim.
See, I never got into it. I've never seen Invader Zim. Never seen it.
I mean,
What's this? You're gonna Invader Zim marathon with Dot Squiggles?
Probably. I'm gonna be held at, like, gunpoint.
Oh, no. Dot's gonna make it a drinking game.
Dude, fucking I could too. That's the sad part.
I know you will. I know you well enough that I know you would.
Anyway, and like I said, I don't really hold any against anybody. It's like, oh, if you didn't watch Invaders, because a lot of people I talk to too is like they didn't get Invaders Zim, and like that's a fair fucking statement too. Like Invader Zim's kind of a weird fucking little monster to get into, but it's like if it hit kind of thing, one of them kind of deals. But like it was about this time too that they also started releasing like physical media of the stuff. So ergo, you started seeing the shit on like DVDs and stuff like that. That's where I started picking up Trigon, Outlaw Star, and all the stuff because like, oh, I got to see it on Anime Friday, so it's like, oh, I started picking the shit up. And then fucking Invader Zim showed up on a fucking like DVD as well. But then like I also found out there's the really good set of Invader Zim, and I was so jelly until I got adult money, and now I can own it.
Adult money. Oh hey, that box that I have is worth $3. That's shit. 2004 Bandai Gundam Seed Bubble Suit Strike Gundam deactivated. $80.
So, what I was talking about when I was like referring to that, so they made a specialty fucking release of Invader Zim, where they had the Invader Zim house, and inside it was like the entire DVD set. And it also had a special fucking DVD that was just like, oh, breakdown of like, you know, special features and crap like that. A complete fucking one of these things goes for just shy of $500.
I did not lose a single Death Defiance here. I am extremely
Jesus
pissed.
Christ, that is a lot of money for that.
Dude, I could like, and then I fucking just put one together and fucking, it's now complete set.
Nice.
Man has a complete set with every Invader with the movie.
The movie has no physical release as far as I'm aware of.
Not yet, anyway.
Exactly.
Because when you get a movie physical release, you're just gonna add that to the collection. That's just gonna be.
Oh, 100%.
That's gonna be worth buku money.
I feel like Gunpla is a very dark hole I could go down.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because literally, Gunpla gives you the option of, hey, if I had my own Gundam, how would I make it? And that's just basically what all Gunpla is.
So I thought, is it just like is Gunpla like is it a model kit?
It is a model kit in a series. Because in the series is like people just taking whatever general parts, what they like for this Gundam, what they like for that Gundam, and making their own mech accordingly to how they would want to play a game as. It's literally like how in any game how you will level up a character. No two people would have the same deal or the same sort of mech. You're building it to your own specs how you would want to do it.
Oh, it's like Armored Core.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, everybody shut up.
Why?
Let him finish the round.
Oh man, I fucking cleaned house against Pops. I got
He did.
I had 10 health to spare in all 4 Death Defiances.
But yeah, he's getting the final cutscene, at least for this run.
Ah.
In the name of Hades.
Gotcha.
Man, look at this shit.
Me. Shit.
I
don't
had
even
the
know what I'm looking at.
I mean, I had the Chimera Jerky going for me. I'm not gonna lie, that was doing work.
Mm.
Let's fucking
Anyway.
go. Let's fucking go.
We have people to talk to now.
Yeah.
I'm also uploading files while I'm doing this, so.
Just them ahead.
Ma! Hey, Ma! A curve stop dead! He was a little bitch!
We need to talk.
To see this each day.
Let's admire the scenery, because we don't know when we're gonna come back and see this again.
Mm. Mm. No, I can fucking listen to this shit at fucking like double, triple speed. Of course, the problem with that comes is like, oh yeah, I actually have to sit there and like work off the context of what's going on in the scene. So yeah.
Yep, let me just kind of walk around just in case I can come across anything I can interact here besides, you know, Mom. Because at a certain point there will be.
Can you fish up here?
Yes, you can.
You'd probably get some like exceptional shit up here, I'm assuming.
Yes, you can.
Hmm.
Because it's part of the thing that you got to do with Poseidon where you have to fish.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get like literally, you see this undiscovered fish that I keep coming across there.
Mm.
Is really at a certain point you will be able to fish at any spot location, and that just kind of adds into, you know, the
It's
dude that
wonderful
you're
to see you,
giving the
but-
fish to.
Gotcha.
I need to ask something of you.
Anyway.
That you not visit me again here in this place. Both for your safety and for mine.
For what? Because of
Weirdly
what
enough,
happened with the
fucking just like, you
Olympians
know,
found out.
uploading is currently a
So
great time to
after
do it.
everything, you're taking Father's side in all of this?
I mean, for uploading, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Your father is no fool when it comes to matters such as this. Besides, all that has happened, it's my fault. I was selfish. And now both sides of our family threaten to be torn apart.
Your fault. So let's say you never left Olympus. Then it'd be just like you thought until quite recently, I think. That I'd never existed. Besides, they haven't found out any of this. What makes you so sure they will all of a sudden?
I'm letting the dialogue play.
Yeah, me too.
Nyx may be veiling you from them as she veiled me when I fled here myself. But even her own powers aren't infallible. Each time you visit me, you are incurring risk. One small slip, and they shall find me. Discover your deception. Go home, Zagreus. Please.
Well, not to mention, every time you come up here, you die. I mean, it's kind of fucking sucks. I have to keep burying you. Got 4 of your body out back for fertilizer.
I need you in my life.
My roses
How
are
can you
doing
just
so well.
Turn me away like this.
Oh, Zagreus. I cannot return. After all that happened between Hades and me, and everyone, I just cannot fathom the idea. Besides, the risks we're taking would be even greater if Olympus were to find me there with him and you.
Then you're just going to stay here, alone in the middle of nowhere, in this little garden, forever. After we part ways, just like that.
I mean, to be fair, it's a nice garden.
It really is a nice garden. I mean, she is the goddess of spring vegetation, as
Is it bad? I'm just there's like, you know, Stardew Valley. Like the guy's just like one stream over. He's neighbors with Persephone.
I kind of believe it. He's
My
growing a
son.
different kind. He's growing different kinds of vegetables than
I
what
know you've
Persephone
made
had. They
hard
just kind of
choices
trade
and
off.
sacrifices to be
No,
here.
see, like her next door neighbor is Stardew
I'm
Valley,
forever
but the
grateful
one
to have
further
finally
south,
met you.
that's Gravekeeper.
This is my home now, yes.
I don't get that
Well,
reference.
your home is mine.
Stand by. I'll dig it up for you.
Please, if not for your sake,
It's another
then for
Steam
mine,
game, actually.
Oh, okay.
do not return.
It's similar to Stardew Valley, but it's
I
darker.
love you, Zagreus. Goodbye.
Mother, I blast.
Goodbye.
Blarg. My strength is leaving me. Bleh.